So we have lime, mint, tobacco, ginger beer, bourbon. This sounds amazing. This is going to be right in the middle between being a cold weather scent and a hot weather scent. This one is called Bourbon and Bluegrass by Scent Journey. I'm eager to give you my thoughts on this fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about this US niche brand, specifically Bourbon and Bluegrass, I know I reviewed another one called Cocktails and Catamarans. This one, it has that bright, zesty introduction on account of the lime, this freshness on account of the mint, but it also has these spicy tendencies, that boozy appeal. I'm gonna tell you all about the smell in just a second, but before I dive into the video, I do wanna mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So it has this sort of a lime mint introduction. So this fragrance actually opens up very fresh. And then of course it has those boozy tendencies in the dry down. The ginger beer is very nicely done in here. So you have that sharp sort of a spicy vibe on account of the ginger. There's also this refreshing quality that is kind of prolonged throughout the composition, but then that bourbon accord in the dry down is really something special. I'll try to break down the smell for you as much as I can. Let's take a quick look at the presentation first. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you will get the mint. Mint is just one of those ingredients where as soon as you smell it, you get it right away. It just opens up your nasal passages. And I am personally getting a lot of mint from this fragrance. So it does open up very bright and minty, but you also have that zesty appeal with a touch of spice. Now, it's easy to tell that the spice is coming initially from that ginger beer accord. So it has this warmth about it. There's just a tiny bit of sweetness, not overdone, but you are going to get this spicy blend from the ginger. And then of course you also have the lime in the opening, which contributes to the effervescence. The bourbon accord in here, and there are some woodsy appeals in this fragrance. And I say that because it has bourbon barrels listed as a fantasy note. So of course you think of a barrel or a cask, you think about the wood out of which it's made. And it does have a bit of a woodsy appeal, but I feel like that bright mint, citrusy, spicy introduction actually lingers for some time. Now the spice is continued through the dry down of the fragrance on account of the bourbon. So the bourbon is definitely going to convey this spicy vibe. And of course I can't really tell if it's cinnamon. I presume there's a bit of cinnamon in here. Nutmeg, I'm not really getting cardamom per se. I'm not getting any other like really bold spices, but I am getting perhaps a touch of cinnamon. I don't know if there's cinnamic alcohol or something in here. Now I'm looking at the ingredients on the back. It's typically listed, but nevertheless, this is a really great, bright, fresh take on booze. Normally when we're dealing with booze, you think of fragrances like Angel Share by Kilian Paris, Apple Brandy, Single Malt, Straight to Heaven. You normally don't get very bright citrusy takes on boozy scents, and that's exactly what this one is. So this is a really nice, original, unique fragrance, a nice change of pace from what I've been smelling over these past few years, or decade plus, I should say. Really well done. I'm personally a fan. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this is a unique fragrance, like I said, a fresh citrusy take on booze. I welcome it. Longevity on this one is about 8 hours on skin. Projection on this one, very good for the first hour and a half of application. It did actually radiate beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6, a skin scent right around hour 8. In terms of the versatility, I think it's perfectly unisex, although I can see some people arguing that it leans traditionally masculine, but I personally think it's unisex. This is great for a dressed up or dressed down scenario. I think the citrus kind of adds this casual appeal to it. I think this one is probably going to be better for an older demographic and one that is a bit more knowledgeable when it comes to niche perfume. So I wouldn't recommend this for like a high school student or an early college student. And I think this one is, the presentation on this one is very nice. You saw the magnetic flap here. I think it's really well done. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's a fresh mint citrus take on booze. I think it's awesome. So far, I've enjoyed everything that this brand has put out, and I hope that they continue to release fragrances because I see them going in a really favorable and really successful trajectory. Hey, Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of bourbon and bluegrass. I always want to say bluegrass and bourbon. I get it backwards. Nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.